Hey friend, it's Gregor here. Today's video is about 11 ways to play the G half-diminished 7th chord on guitar. So, if you wanna learn 11 different chord shapes for this particular chord, then today's video is for you. Without further ado, let's get into the lesson. Good, here's the first chord shape of the G half-diminished 7th chord. Drop your index finger on the 2nd fret on your B string, that's your D flat. Now, drop your pinky finger on the 3rd fret on your G string, that's your B flat. Now, drop your ring finger on the 3rd fret on your D string, that's your F. And last, use your middle finger and fret the 3rd fret on your low E string to play the G. So you got G, you got F, you got B flat, and you got D flat. Alright, now let's move on and take a look at this second one. This chord shape is similar to the first one, but it's also a little different because you need to fret a note with your thumb. So, use your thumb in order to play the G on the 3rd fret on your low E string, like this. And now play the D flat with your pinky finger on the 4th fret on your A string. And use your middle finger and fret the 3rd fret on your D string, that's your F. Now use your ring finger and fret the B flat on the 3rd fret on your G string. And last, use your index finger and fret the 2nd fret on your B string to play the D flat. So you got G, D flat, F, B flat and D flat again. Perfect, and now let's take a look at the third chord shape. This chord shape is quite stretchy because you need to stretch between the pinky finger and the ring finger. So your pinky finger is playing the 5th fret on your D string, that's your G. And now you need to stretch quite a lot between the 5th fret and the 3rd fret. So your ring finger is playing the 3rd fret on your G string. That's your B flat. And now use your middle finger and play the D flat, 2nd fret B string. And index finger is on the 1st fret on your high E string and it's playing the F. So you got G, B flat, D flat and F. Great, here comes the 4th chord shape. So drop your index finger on the 5th fret on your D string, that's your G. Now you need to play a little bar across the G string, the B string and the high E string. Use your ring finger for this. So it's D flat, it's F and it's B flat. So the lower strings, the E and the A string, should be muted. You can do this with your thumb like this. So just touch the low E string and the A string and you should be fine. Good, and now let's take a look at the 5th chord shape for the G half-diminished 7th chord. Here you need to play the index finger on the 5th fret on your D string, that's your G. Use your ring finger and fret the 6th fret on your G string, that's your D flat. Your pinky finger is playing the 6th fret on your B string, that's your F. And last, your middle finger is fretting the 6th fret on your low E string, and that's your B flat. So you got B flat, you got G, you got D flat and F. The A string and the high E string should be muted. Good, and now let's move on and take a look at this 6th chord shape. The next one is a little stretchy as well, so here you got your pinky finger on the 10th fret on your A string, that's your G. Now use your middle finger and play the 8th fret on your D string, that's your B flat. And now you need to play a little bar again, so your index finger is fretting the G string, the B string and the high E string as well. So you got G, B flat, D flat, F and B flat. Alright, and now let's move on and take a look at the 7th chord shape. Drop your middle finger on the 9th fret on your low E string, that's your D flat. Now drop your ring finger on the 10th fret on your A string, that's your G. Use your index finger and fret the 8th fret on your D string, that's your B flat. And last, use your pinky finger and fret the 10th fret on your G string. So you got D flat, G, B flat and F. And that's it for this one. Perfect, here comes the 8th chord shape. Here it seems that I'm playing a bar across the 9th fret, but that's not the case. Use your index finger only to fret the 9th fret on your low E string and the 9th fret on the high E string. So that's your D flat, D flat. The other strings are not fretted with your index finger. So your middle finger is dropped on the 10th fret on your A string, that's your G. Your ring finger is on the 10th fret on your G string, that's your F. And your pinky finger is on the 11th fret on your B string, that's your B flat. So you got D flat, G, a muted note, F, and B flat and D flat. Alright, and now we are gonna take a look at the 9th chord shape. Drop your index finger on the 10th fret on your A string, that's your G. Now drop your ring finger on the 11th fret on your D string, that's your D flat. Drop your middle finger on the 10th fret on your G string, that's your F. And last, use your pinky finger and fret the 11th fret on your B string. So that's your B flat. You got G, D flat, F, and B flat. Perfect, and now let's take a look at the 10th chord shape. Use your index finger and fret the 11th fret on your D string, that's your D flat. Use your middle finger and fret the 12th fret on your G string, that's your G. Now use your pinky finger and fret the 14th fret on your B string, that's your D flat. And last, use your ring finger and fret the 11th fret on your high E string, that's your F. So you got D flat, you got G, you got D flat and an F. So as for the lower strings, they should be muted definitely, so put your thumb around the neck like this and touch the low E string and the A string as well. Or just avoid to play them in the first place. Alright, and here comes the 11th chord shape, which is our last. Drop your middle finger on the 13th fret on your A string, that's your B flat. Drop your index finger on the 12th fret on your G string, that's your G. Now use your pinky finger and fret the D flat on the 14th fret on your B string. And last, use your ring finger and fret the 11th fret on your high E string, that's your F. So you got B flat, G, D flat, and F. Great, we are done. I really hope that you've enjoyed this lesson, and if that's the case, do all the good YouTube stuff, hit the like button, consider to subscribe, and until then, have fun and stay tuned.